Hey everybody, I'm Tatsudoshi.
And I'm Corey Bourbon.
And I hate this movie.
What movie is that?
It's Twilight. The Twilight movie. With the not vampires and the not werewolves and the not good writing and the not good acting and the not good directing and the not good anything.
But Tatsu, it was a fantastic... Oh, fuck!
I hate this movie. This movie was garbage. Let's pick this movie apart point by point. We'll do it really fast. Point one, the writing, the actual story, the actual plot of everything. The thing that everybody loves most. Well,
I'm gonna rip that apart first.
We're gonna fuck that in the ass first. Well, Twilight, if you didn't already know, was based on a book written by some depressed, lonely woman who's never gotten laid in her entire life and wanted to write a Mary Sue. So, she decided to put herself as a 17-year-old girl in a story about vampires that glitter. Okay? You following me here? No, you're not. You're doing something else, because fuck this movie. The writing is, in and of itself, the dialogue is horrible. It's horrible. The jokes are... What jokes? The jokes... They actually have jokes in there, and they're stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. At one point, I laughed at it because it was so stupid and so bad that it made me just want to, like, not finish this movie. By the way, this movie was part of the Your Choice Reviews thing, and thank you, Twitchy and Sparky, you fucking asshole brother and sister combination from Canada, bastards. See, I was prideful. Spazzy watched Twilight out of blind curiosity. Korn watched it for some chick who just wanted to eat a free meal. I hadn't watched it at all until this morning. And then I cut off my fucking hand, and I got a replacement hand later because I need two hands. But I cut off my hand to make the movie more bearable. But, oh my god, the writing was just terrible. The one line that was fucking, better hold tight, spider monkey. What the fuck does that have? What does that have to, where's the monkey come in? Why are you calling her a spider monkey? Is that a term of endearment? I never called anybody a monkey and meant it as a term of endearment. Just, you look like a fucking monkey. That's an insult. If you say, hey, you fucking monkey, then you're a fucking... Then either you need some plastic surgery because you are a giant hairy ape, or you're a giant hairy ape. You don't call someone a monkey out of... It's like, hey, monkey. What did you call me a fucking monkey for? Did you just call me a fucking monkey?
I think, like, she was about, like, she was like... By the time she was like, why did you call... And he just whoosh!
Oh, speaking of the whoosh, we'll get to the whoosh later. But the story is just... Girl moves from Arizona to wherever the fuck in the middle of nowhere bullshit land. It doesn't matter where they move to. It's just they move to a small podunk town in could be fucking anywhere.
In Washington.
Yes, good. Washington. Who cares? But she moves from Arizona to the middle of nowhere. So she moved from Arizona to a part of Arizona that has snow and woods.
Washington, you... It's Washington. It's cold. It's up in the north and shit.
Yes, I know it's Washington, but...
to another part of Arizona.
Dude, she moves from a barren wasteland to a barren wasteland with trees. And she moves from her mom... Her parents are divorced because... The mom didn't really want to have anything to do with this movie, and the dad's like, well, I need some money, so she moves to this little town where her dad's the sheriff, and vampires.
Yeah, and she goes to the...
That's it. That's the fucking story.
She goes to the school, everybody's like, hey, what's up? I mean, hey, what's up? You want to be my friend? High five.
Speaking of which, I think that is the epitome of the worst acting I've ever seen in an entire movie. Ever.
It's like supporting cast?
The supporting cast. It's like, you think the main cast are bad. You really pay attention to this supporting cast, they're a bunch of fucking winners. You're talking about the fucking A-team, the B-team, the C-team, and then these guys didn't get paid, they just got screen time team.
We ran out of letters.
We ran out of letters, so we started using letters from other fucking countries. Here's a squiggly line from Saskatchewan. That's your team. Squiggly line from Saskatchewan.
But yeah, there wasn't really a thing. It's just supporting thing. There wasn't really any.
What supporting cast? What were they supporting? The actors? What actors?
Hey, look at that! You think he's a you know what?
Okay, again, let's go back to the actual story. The story goes: girl moves to Podunk Town, and then she joins the new school, and then she gets saved by some guy, and she's like, "How'd you do that?" And he's like, "Adrenaline." All right, fuck you. Adrenaline. I was in an adrenaline rush. I don't think I've ever seen someone punch a car under an adrenaline rush. All right. There's limits to what adrenaline can do, Mr. Vampire, and I do use heavy quotation marks. I wish I had a big fucking giant mutant hand so I can show even bigger fucking quotation marks. But
right, and
she quickly finds out about 45 minutes later that he's a vampire.
Right, and the whole school couldn't figure it out for some reason, but apparently she was the only smart one there. So
Podunk
hey,
Town.
look at all these really white pasty guys that don't really go out.
Dude, she was fucking really white and pasty. Aren't people in Arizona supposed to be tan? Aren't people supposed to act in a movie? Maybe not in this one, but it's just.
Yeah. So she figures it out.
So
and he's like,
fucking an hour and 15 minutes later, I didn't realize it took that long to figure out someone was a fucking vampire when they don't go out in the sun, they fucking have superpowers, and they're really pasty white. If I see someone who's really pasty white, has superpowers, and doesn't go out in the sun, I'm assuming vampire within the first fucking 5 minutes. It's like, vampires don't exist, but yeah, I'm still assuming. It's like, are you a fucking vampire? No, I'm just fucking weird. Okay, you're just fucking weird.
Just vegan powers or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you realize that he's not like regular vampires here.
He's not a vampire.
Right. He's those other vampires you hear about.
Those vampires that don't.
And the whole time he's trying to play sort of like cat and mouse, not really, but except he's like the mouse. And,
except for he's the mouse and the cat, and there's no other player in the game.
And it's just like. Yeah, the whole time it's just like, it's like, I want you, stay away from me, I want you. What is that? I want you, stay away, I want you. I'm mean, I'm not mean, I glitter. So.
The story, quickly going to the end, it's like, she finds out he's a vampire, the family's like, hey, we're vampires, and she's like, cool, we're having a vampires adventure, yeah, happy fun time. And then all of a sudden bad vampires come, and then it just so happens that the bad vampires are not the black guy, go figure. Yep. And it's the other two, it's the white people, and then the white guy's like, hey, I'm a white guy.
There's a lot of white in this movie, by the way.
But the evil white guy's like, hey, I'm a white guy, I got your mama. And he doesn't have her mama, and then she falls for this stupid evil trap, and then she gets... there's poison, and then then he sucks the poison out of her, and then she's okay, and then she goes back to her dad, and then the evil female vampire isn't caught, and there's the sequel. But that's the story, alright? That's the fucking... There's Twilight in a fucking nutshell, really fast.
What's that fast forward button on you? We need that more often.
But that's the story. That's the story. If the story isn't stupid enough, we're gonna get to the meat of what makes this a movie.
But we're not gonna eat it because that's wrong.
I really am gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna knock out your fucking teeth, and that's gonna be the end. Corn and toothless. But the story, from what I heard, I've never read the fucking book, and I don't plan to, and I won't, and I never will. But from what I heard, the story on the book and the story of the movie are exactly verbatim the same, which is to say that they're both trash. So if you base a movie on a piece of garbage, then you're going to get a piece of garbage as far as writing is concerned.
Garbage.
Moving it away. Let's take a look at what makes this an actual movie. The visual effects, the cast, and the directing. Let's start with the directing. This guy was on drugs. Bad drugs. Like, don't take these drugs, bad drugs. The two main characters have been in movies before, and they haven't been bad. That's not saying they're good by any means. In fact, they're pretty garbagey actors, but at least they're not horrible. They're not like... they're not...
Ben Stiller.
Thank you. They're not Ben Stiller. Thank you. I was gonna... This is like... I needed a word or a name. Ben Stiller pretty much... They're not Ben Stiller. Where Ben Stiller is complete garbage, and you can put him in everything, and everyone's like, oh, Ben Stiller, stupid joke. So retards like Ben Stiller. They're not... At least they used to not be Ben Stillers. They turned into super Ben Stillers in this movie. They got capes on, and they got Ben Stiller masks, and they flew around. That's what happened in this movie. But they were in movies before. There was one movie, Adventureland, that the main female lead was in. That was a really good movie, and she did a really good job in that movie. I thought that was a really fun movie, and I really liked it. But I don't know what happened between Adventureland and Twilight.
I think maybe Adventureland was after Twilight, actually. So
No, it probably happened at the same time.
I don't know.
The thing is release dates don't mean shoot dates. Shoot dates could have been fucking a while ago, like the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus was happening during the Dark Knight's post production.
The hippity gabbity wood by now?
The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, the last film that Heath Ledger was in, but he died before they finished, doing it. So they got a body double for the end of it. But the people are like, how was he in this movie if he died in Batman? Ghosts. It's like production takes time, shooting takes time, movies are shot at the same time, so you never really know when this particular thing is shot unless they have like a diary of like a written diary on the website. It's like, hey, we shot this scene today or whatever. But whatever the director was doing in this movie was just terrible. He had no idea what the fuck he was doing or she was doing or it was doing, and probably some sort of freaky hermaphrodite monster. But more or less, the director took the story and it's like, hey, you know what would be good with this? No direction whatsoever. It's hard keeping fucking track of what's going on in this movie, even to the point of I had to rewind some points where I'm like, what the fuck just happened? It's like you got to take a double take on some of this shit because it's like, how did they fucking explain this? Nothing happened before this.
Right, and it's definitely one of those movies. It's like you gotta sort of read that book if you want to know. It's honestly almost having one of those pop-ups, like in the corner, like
pop-up videos.
It's like to understand what this guy was saying.
Read
page 23, paragraph 4, and it'll explain that shit.
The thing is, I don't think the fucking book will help you with this one. But the thing is a combination of bad writing on the fact that the story is based on the foundation of crap, and the director not knowing what the fuck's going on, leaves people who didn't read the garbage book wondering what the fuck just happened, and you actually have to rewind, and it's like, oh, that's how they explained that fucking Deus Ex Machina pulling out of our ass bullshit plot device that they pulled out there. Mm-hmm. So the directing is absolute trash. Let's talk about the actors.
Okay, let's talk about the actors.
What actors? What did you think of the acting of the? Let's just focus on the two main characters. Because
it was like basically for me, it was like people. I mean, it was like a group that just got out of drama class and they just said, "Hey, you want to put a movie together?"
It kind of felt like a third grade play for me. It really felt like they were reading cue cards and they were expecting their mothers to clap for them every time they delivered a line. That's what it felt like.
It was very, of course it was very soft and dry and around boring too, some of the lines.
Okay, by the way, did you notice Emo Parker in this movie?
Emo
Parker from Spider-Man 3, he was in this movie.
Oh, no, I did not.
Yeah, about halfway through the film when Twilight the vampire and Mary Sue, the main female character, hook up, he fucking spikes his hair, puts on sunglasses, and starts walking like this. It's like, what the fuck? Do you not remember that? I don't remember. I remember it now.
Sort of.
It's just really. It's another one of those things that if you're watching it with a group of people, everybody is now embarrassed and is now looking away from each other, kind of thing. It's just it makes your fucking skin crawl, and it's like you really wonder where the actors got. Why did they get paid for this kind of thing? So.
It felt. I mean, yeah. It's just. I mean, it felt like it could have. I got the thing as a teenage sort of drama with vampires in it.
It's a soap opera.
Right. It's a soap opera, basically. But it's a terrible soap opera.
Name one good soap opera. That's right.
Yeah. Don't trust me. I'm a man. If Gordon Burton says anything besides fuck soap operas, you got a gay.
Let's put it like this. This probably would have done better as a soap opera miniseries. Like, Like how they took, like, I guess Heroes is a good example. Even though Heroes was good, and this is not, they probably could have taken Twilight, turned it into, you know, made it a little bit longer, explained some shit that doesn't really need explaining because, again, the material is garbage anyway. But they could have turned it into like a 6-part miniseries, and then, you know...
But Tatsu, that would have nearly made them as much money as they did in the box office.
True Blood. That is what I have to... That is my fucking bullshit card on that.
Why did you have to bring up those MILF vampires?
The fucking... I'm pulling the bullshit card on your... Well, it wouldn't have nearly made enough money. True fucking Blood. True fucking Blood is my card that I'm throwing at you because it is made fucking just as... I'm fucking throwing the card.
Stop it!
Fucking yellow card. The fucking... No.
They got
bullshit.
old on me. Get off.
Alright? This... Twilight set off a fucking chain reaction of fucking idiots. Alright? Whatever fucking normal, fucking smart people there were before, the fucking derpness fucking exploded when fucking Twilight came out. It's like, we fucking...
Everybody had fucking vampire fear.
You know what? Our fucking society suffered through some stupid bullshit. We suffered through fucking Naruto. We suffered through some fucking dumbass shit. And we fucking still had a majority of people smart. Alright? We still had a good fucking chunk of smart people going, you know, maybe we should create something original and smart and fucking funny.
Well, not really smart, but potential
good people. We had a fucking pot and it was like, okay, you're good.
You could be good if
you could be amazing.
If you put good images and thoughts and theories into your head.
But then that fucking Twilight switch flicked on. It's like, people like faggoty vampires? Fuck this, we're gonna write a fucking faggoty vampire shit and make $1 billion. Fucking here you go, teeny bopper and fucking mom bullshit. I blame the parents. You parents who's like, maybe I should get involved in my kids with this Twilight thing. Fuck you. It's your fault.
Yeah.
Shame.
And once again, Twilight is just another overrated, overpopulated thing that should never be, but it is.
By the way, if you're one of those people who liked Twilight, or you're a Twilight fan, and you happen to stumble upon our website for whatever good, awful reason that you're even fucking here, I can't wait to see your angry comment. Vampires are supposed to be sparkly and glittery and full of love, and werewolves are supposed to turn into puppies. Fuck you, fuck that, fuck your nonsense. Vampires kill people, werewolves eat fucking people, and they fight because they fucking hate each other. It's not because, well, if they stay off our land, it'll be okay. No, fuck you. Werewolf comes into the town of a fucking vampire, they're fucking tearing that fucking town up.
It's like a cat and a dog. It's like instinct.
It's like fucking... The town's on fire, and fucking Godzilla's like, I'm getting away from this shit, and then fucking King Kong's like, oh fuck, a vampire and a werewolf? I'm fucking getting the first plane to fucking Tokyo. You coming, Godzilla? Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. But they're like friendly. It's like, well, my dad gave me $20 to tell you to go away from the vampire kid. What?
But you know
what the fuck? What line? This is garbage. And speaking of garbage, on to our last point of this review. The effects. There's only 3 effects in this movie, by the way. 3. One is running, one is jumping, and one is glittering. Running is hilarious. It's like a sock puppet Sonic the Hedgehog running through a paper forest. It's hilarious. You want to see some of the stupid... This is some Benny Hill shit right here. That's it. That's what it is. The second thing...
I can imagine that.
There you go. Somebody make that video. Twilight, the vampire running through the forest. If it didn't exist before, it exists now. The second thing is the jumping, which is blur motion. That's all it is. It's... You know, this has been around since the fucking 70s, and we've seen it better. And this movie had a big budget, and they probably spent it on fucking dildos to rape themselves with. And the last one is probably the most insulting of them. The entire scene of him saying, you want to see what I am? And then he goes into the fucking sunlight, and then this glitter effect, which isn't even a glitter effect. It's like they put some sort of turtle shell on his face that's a clear ceramic turtle shell that has sparkles embedded in it.
At that point, if you didn't leave the theater, you probably would have then, because that was a break point. Like, man, I had hope maybe the movie would turn around, maybe some people
Singe his skin or some shit.
But no, it's no, like he catch on fire a little bit. No, and then that's like, man, where am I? This is gay.
And they're vegan vampires. They call themselves vegan vampires too. We don't eat people. We only eat animals. How is that a vegan anyway?
Well, I guess it's a vegan for.
I guess it's vegan for a vampire. By the way, that's stupid too. All in all, this movie is just like I really try. When I thought it's like maybe it's not as bad as people said it was. It's like because it's like people are saying it's like well the second and third one, even fans of the series are like well the second the other movies weren't as good as the first one. So it's like maybe this one's at least okay. Nope. End of story. This movie blows. Does this movie blow?
Yeah, pretty much blows.
Blows. Fuck this movie.
Alright, so
until next time, I'm Tatsudoshi and I hate Twilight.
And I'm Corey Berman. I don't really like Twilight too.